Yeah.
I think the problem is with MMA, with the fans who go train, is that they think they can be pretty good at all of those things with only a couple hours of training a week. Even the best guys in MMA who are well-rounded, like a George St. Pierre or someone like these guys, and they're the best, right? They're elite. But George St. Pierre would still get beaten by a boxer. He would still get beaten maybe by a pure wrestler, like at a wrestling level. Even though he's like in MMA, he's the best at lots of those things.
Yeah.
Outside of that, specifically specializing, he would probably say he's not the best at any of those things.
I totally agree with you.
That's a good point.
But that's
GSP
also
might be S tier for MMA. He might be like a C tier or D tier in like boxing or wrestling, like you just said, which is a very valid point.
Absolutely. If Vander Holyfield is going to come in, if it's just a box, like what Conor and Floyd, that was a great example of. It was like, okay, Conor's got fast hands in MMA. Oh my God, this guy, that left the hook, holy crap, he's got the
against a specialist, you will lose under his rule set. But for something like self-defense, I think it's better to be a generalist, because if that guy is a real good boxer or anything, you gotta have other options. It's same within a fight. If you're just a boxer and somebody is better at you than boxing, you don't have any other options. But if you know your double legs, if you know your ground control, you can take the fight somewhere else and still be, keep yourself safe. Mm-hmm. And along the way, most of the time you are, in my opinion, you grow towards the thing that feels more comfortable, that you are naturally better at. Because for me, for example, I'm real at, in grappling, I'm more of a guard player because it feels more natural to me. I'm better at it than being on top of somebody. But being, having those skills, that you're comfortable fighting anywhere, that's also really important in my mind. And for example, Sensei said, even a black belt like him, he also trained some jiu-jitsu because he wanted to know, escapes and for submissions and things like that. You don't have to, dedicate your life to it, but know a little bit of everything, and you can always specialize in one thing. But you gotta, in my opinion, at least know about the other stuff.
No, for sure. Hopefully in self-defense, you're not going to be dealing with Division I wrestlers and world-class boxers.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
They don't know what they're doing.
I'm from the Netherlands. We can all kickbox here.
Because being a generalist is okay since you're comparing yourself to most of the population. Although, again, if you're 30 years older and slower, and there's some just wild firecracker 20-year-old coming at you, that's always a problem. Yeah. If that guy's got a knife in his hand, that's always a problem. I don't care what style you study, or I'm a generalist, or I have a game. I don't care. A crazy 20-year-old who's amped up on drugs with a knife in his hand, he's a problem.
I would love I would love to be the best sprinter in the world right then. Because, that's one of the only options you got then.
Bolt! 200-yard dash!
We should all be sprinting at the beginning of every class.
That's going to be the next trend in mixed martial arts. Who runs the fastest?
Yeah, bigger cage. You have to do 100 meters.
It'll be like NASCAR in a 25-foot cage.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so self-defense is so different that it's I just want to be careful about it. We're talking about the same thing, yeah. Again, if my mom, who's 70 years old, if she's training to be a generalist, I don't know if she's got that kind of time.
That's true.
Maybe it's better if she has one trick. If I get close enough, I'm going to put my thumb in that guy's eye, and that's my trick. Anybody comes near me, this thumb is going in their eye. Like, Mom, that might be your best bet.
Yeah.
To be fair, I wouldn't expect that from an old lady myself.
Fantastic. I'm going to tell my mother.
Don't do that. I'm on the East Coast. Don't send her to me. God.
First of all, Mom, if Renz comes to your door, do not open the door. I don't know why he's there.
But how old is your mom?
Mrs. Seth Ando, I've come to play. I heard you got cookies. My eye!
You kind of had that coming, I think.
But I brought cookies.
You guys want some cookies?
I don't trust that.
That was a good point.
Nice try. Pie, maybe. No cookies.
Aha, so now I have the inside information.
Yeah, bring the pie.
I totally get what you're saying, indeed. I agree with you.
Great.
But, on the other hand, I don't know about in the States, but if you're real with self-defense, I also think you should carry at least some type of self-defense tool or weapon.
Oh, I am.
I bring this.
Lethal weapons.
Oh, you beat me. Damn, that's better.
No. I don't mean my mind and my brain. I mean left way. I just use
Oh,
the
okay.
front part and I just go wham. No, I'm kidding. I'm
Irish
kidding. I don't
kids.
do that one. Too much CTE risk. The mind is the greatest weapon, and if you keep your mind trained, you can always think of a way out of something before it even happens. Like, I don't know about you, Sensei Ando, but I always try and think like 12 steps ahead. Like, if I go into a restaurant, which I really don't right now, none are open, which is good news. That's my way out. But before lockdown, it would be like, all right, well, evaluate where the exits are. Evaluate where to sit to kind of observe if someone does come in that might present trouble, a threat, something worse than a threat, because, you only have one chance to act. But if you think about how to act, it's a lot better than reacting in a panic. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's just preparation. Again, just like we said before, anything you can do ahead of time, like a fire drill. Doesn't mean you're going to get out alive, but if you've gone through the thinking of it, like, okay, if there's a fire, I'm going this way, there's a door, I can get out there. Same thing. It only takes a second. Like you said, walking into a restaurant or a supermarket, just to say, I'd rather not sit in the corner. Can we sit over there? Just because if I'm on an airplane, I'd rather be on the aisle than by the window because I need to get up just in case.
I do tell you what, though, I did have it backfire on me once. There's this little market down the street from me, and I would go there almost every day doing the same thing, just like the constant routine of, like, I look left, I look right, I look at the exits. And one of the staff members just started following me like I was suspicious. I was like, can I help you? He's like, no, I'm trying to help you, sir. How can I be of assistance to you, sir? I'm like, I just want a Coca-Cola. And then I talked to him. I'm like, I didn't mean to make you get suspicious of me. I'm just always thinking a step ahead. What if
Did you have shades on and a trench coat when you came in? Did you look around like Terminator?
I've come for the Coca-Cola. Get to the chopper.
So now the trick is with self-defense is to do everything you just said, but don't make it clear to people that you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, right away, people know, that guy's a cop.
I was walking around with my large katana. What can I say? It's strapped to my back. I'm like, yep.
Did you walk around,
number one,
with a jacket on that says Joe's MMA Club and I'm a fighter and tats and all that? People go, that guy's a fighter, and then you will attract people who want to fight. So
that's
I
a good
find,
point.
Yeah.
I'll
it's
put on
crazy in the Netherlands, by the way, how many professional kickboxers back in the day, like Bas Rutten or like Alistair Overeem, they always got challenged in bars. It's like a weird mindset here.
Well, again, a bar, Bas Rutten.
Let's just say not the best combination. I would go. I would get.
How many people would challenge Bas Rutten in a library is a better question.
I would get my autograph from him, my picture with him, and I would be out of there.
Don't go there. Here we already said, don't go to bars. If there's a bunch of young dudes and alcohol, stay out of there. That's not where you should be ever.
Chances of bad occasions happening are much higher risk there.
Absolutely. Look at the statistics. That's obvious, right?
Oh, yeah.
You don't need a
It's
beer
also
that
about ego. That's also something I want to ask you. How do you keep your ego in check personally? And I mean, or do you even keep your ego in check? When something like road rage happens.
Well, I'm not in jail, so clearly I've kept it under control. But no, I mean, ego gets a bad rap. I think there is healthy ego you need. You will never fight back if you don't believe you're worth defending. So you need some sense of self-esteem and some sense of like, hey, I am special. I deserve to be here.
The urge
if you don't have that, then it doesn't matter what you train, you lose. So bad ego, that's something else. That's insecurity. Now you're fighting for the wrong reasons. You're looking for trouble. You're trying to prove something to yourself or your mommy or your daddy or your wife. That's different. Ego should be something helpful. It's a tool that gets you up when you get a bad YouTube comment. You suck. Your ego is what protects you and says, you don't suck. That guy's an idiot. I need my ego to keep me smiling, to keep me healthy, to keep me strong, to keep me going, because life is brutal. You get your school shut down.
Especially in the YouTube comments.
Well, anything. I mean, just getting someone cut you in line, everything, like you say, if someone pushes you in a bar. If your ego is healthy, I don't have to do anything about that. I have choices. I can walk away. I don't care. I can buy you a beer. It's not ego, I think, that gets me into trouble. It's my insecurities or my fears or that's dangerous. I like to think of ego as something powerful and healthy and helpful, and it's my tool. It's what makes me get up. You get knocked down, ego says, get up. All right, I'm still here. What's up?
Do you also teach your students that, that healthy mindset? Or do you try at least?
Of course, yeah. What a terrible teacher to say anything other than that. Yeah.
But some teachers, they only focus on the physical part of martial arts. But you seemed like a guy to me that also gives you some life advice along the way.
Absolutely. Oh my God. I don't know how you could do it otherwise. Every punch is a life lesson. Every choke is a life lesson. That to me is what makes martial arts better. I'll say it, better than dance or gymnastics or yoga or any other kind of activity. Because at its best, martial arts is about life and death. You in every class should be practicing, oh my God, I just got killed, and okay, I just killed you. If you can deal with yourself in a healthy way in both of those extreme circumstances, then I think life is a lot easier to navigate. If you shy away from the killing or the being killed, then I'm not sure what you're doing. It's exercise, it's community, it's fun, great. But it's not exactly what I think of when I think of martial arts. So absolutely, as a teacher, even though with kids you're not going to be talking about killing, you do talk about good and bad, evil, and standing up for yourself and not letting bad guys hurt you. And in that way, every push-up is a life lesson. Hey, your muscles are shaking. So right now, you got to make a decision. Are you a fighter or are you a quitter? What are you? Everything you do is that question. So yeah, absolutely.
I also think bullying would be way less bad, if every kid did a martial art at some point, because the bullies, most of the times they are insecure, they have problems at home, and they, project that to other kids.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, if you're humble, like you said earlier, I mean, when you lose every class, when you get tapped out every class, and that's part of your routine, whether that's 3 times a week, every day, whatever that is, you cannot possibly walk around like a jerk anymore because you've lost recently. Maybe I just lost an hour ago. So that's what takes the bullying out of me, because I respect that I'm not the greatest. I respect that I've got more to learn. Martial arts does that, I think, better than anything else. That's why I'm still here. Taekwondo, when I was only training in my garage, I didn't lose that much. We just have fun. You scrap around, but I could always answer, he was trying too hard. I wasn't really trying. You can make excuses. But when I got into Taekwondo and you're getting kicked in the face and you're thinking like, at some point, you're like, okay, this is my fault. There's no excuses anymore. I just suck. I have to get better at this. And from then on, that's why I said it's honest.
Yeah.
I don't care who you think you are. When your nose is bleeding, your tooth is through your lip, at some point you have to look in that mirror and say, yeah, I'm not so great.
But it's also because in my mind, you also develop that trust with your training partners, because if you have good training partners, you don't end up with a black eye or, a bleeding nose every training. They also keep, sometimes, you want to go
not
hard.
Every training. Not every training. Sometimes you walk away
we
like,
have some young guys and we have
man.
some old guys at my gym, and we don't try to beat them up all the time, and some of the bigger heavyweights don't try to beat up me all the time,
Not all
like
the time.
5'9", but you
not
do
all the time.
in a healthy gym, you also you also pick each other up, like I should do that different, and then you could have beaten me, something like that. But if I visited some gyms, and they always wanted to beat each other up all the time, and I'm like, that's not healthy either.
No, it's hard to learn that way. It's hard. You learn some lessons very quickly, but then your body's learning the wrong lessons all the time. And if you're in a gym, you said you like playing bottom guard. If those big guys in your gym aren't putting pressure on you and stacking you and picking you up and shaking you a little bit once in a while, just to remind you like, hey man, I could do this if I wanted to, then they would be bad training partners. They need to put that pressure on you. So you go, hey, you know what? There's a time I better open my legs and get the heck out of here, or I'm going to get my spine broken.
Totally.
So that's what we try.
In my opinion, that's also on both sides. What you're saying, indeed, they need to, let you give you a reality check once in a while, but they also don't need to, beat you up all the time, especially if you are a beginner. Absolutely. You get up beaten all the time, you quit. Of course you quit because you don't know what to do about it. But if somebody, picks you up and helps you develop yourself, then they also are good training partners, and once in a while give you that reality check.
Yep. That's it. That's the hardest thing to find, is to find that group of dudes or dudettes who can push you but not break you all the time. And it's hard to find, which is why right now it's so sad. Because
you have a way with words, Sensei Ando. You
gotta find the bras, get some training in, yes.
Every partner brings you a different challenge. So
what's your fighting style like, by the way?
What's that?
What's your fighting style like, by the way? You know, if you do spar, you know, how do you fight? Do you keep your distance? Do you want to close the distance?
I'm not telling you that.
Wise call. I was going to come to your mother and bring her some pie, and then you were next.
Exactly. See, I like this YouTube thing.
Thanks for trying, Vincent.
We make this choice to put ourselves out there.
Yeah.
And I don't want to find that one crazy guy who studies me so much he decides to show up at a seminar or shows up at my door someday and already knows what I'm going to do.
Oh, no, not the dojo storm.
So, yeah, I'll share my information. But I don't talk about that's why I don't put up any clips of me sparring. I don't put up my roles, and people criticize, oh, you should show yourself sparring. It's like, no, that's for me.
Yeah, nope, some things are meant to be private, absolutely.
You know, that's all I got. Haters are weird, by the way, because we uploaded, you know, the interviews we did with Sensei Set, and on my channel, the first one, I right away got a dislike. Right away, the first minute that it was uploaded. So I'm like, I know that's got to be, you know, like the hater that also watches Sensei Set, because he always gets a dislike on his videos right away. But I mean, who in the world would, you know, turn on notification, leave a dislike, and, you know, don't watch the video and just get out of there again? I'm like,
hurt
people. What do you gain from that negativity? And I never got it. Never got it.
It's their way of controlling the world. It's the weakest way of controlling their world. That's it. It's not hard to figure out. They don't have anything. So they need to find someone who has something and try to take it away from them, because that makes them feel powerful again. It makes them feel like they can do something. So that's a person in pain. That's a person who's been beat up. And I would like to think, just like if you're a martial artist and someone comes into your gym and they're new and they're coming on way too strong, and you can see that it's really because they're scared and they don't know what to do. Yeah. If you're a jerk, you hit them and say, stop it. But if you're cool, you know, like, wow, I see you've got some stuff going on here. I can protect myself and help you through this and show you that you don't have to be afraid here. Yeah. It's okay. We can make you stronger together. So a bad comment is the same thing. It's someone looking for attention, looking for control, desperate to be meaningful. Like, look at me, I hurt you. See, I can do something in my life. And I would like to think that we're strong enough to take that. If I'm the one with the ego, again, here's my ego. I'm the one who's building myself up to be strong enough so that when someone is hurt or scared or insecure and they try to hurt me, that I can take a breath and go, I don't feel a threat from that. I see that you're hurt. Maybe I can help you still if I can just relax and say, come to me a little bit closer. I think you'll find on most of your hate comments, if you respond kindly, they'll usually come back with something nice. They'll say, oh, I was just kidding. Oh, I'm actually a big fan. Most of the time, that's what it is. It's just, they just want you to wave at them and say hi and let them know that you're a safe person, not another guy who's got more than they do and you're better than they are and I'm in your face, I'm a bully. No, I'm a good guy. And it's okay to let your guard down and come close and let's be good guys together. So that's what I find.